last week. Some of them make sense, some of them don't. So political is split into all, it all makes sense except for AL, but we know AL makes ul. So it's POL, Paul, it, ick, and then AL at the end of a word makes the sound ill. Political. Local is another one that is an AL. So it's oak, AL, ul. You got that one correct. So just remember, political is like AL. It makes ul. We have some LE words. Our first one is probable. So probable. So what I need you to do when you're spelling the words for my spelling test, I hate to do this to you, but I need to slow you down. So you need to count out the number of sounds. Pr, a, b, ul. It might be a different number of letters than it is sounds because LE makes ul, right? Then you're going to take the sound one by one. You're going to go p, a, b, ul. Probable. Then probably would be the same number of sounds. We would do p, a, b, li. And then you would fill it in. P, a, b, li. Ly makes li. Begin. B-E-G-I-N. It's almost a word that makes sense. It's just this E should not say its name. So I'm going to put that on your phonics, even though the E doesn't really follow the rules. Next one is remember. B, and then ER makes So I want you to take the time with this, honey, because you have 56 spelling words back on your list. Some of them were from last week, but 50 of them were ones that you already got right before, which is totally normal for them to go back on. But we need you to master these because you're in 6th grade and we just want you to not have to worry about remembering these. So you're going to write these 5 times instead of 3, and you don't actually have to write them. You can trace them with your finger. So you, when you're practicing, you can go P-O-L-I-T-I-C-A-L, P-O-L-I-T-A-C-A-L, P-O-L, just like that. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. Next one is August. So the way to make the sound ah is like this. Ah or ah. And you can try both of them and see which one looks right. And then hopefully you see that one does not look right. So I want you to think of the phonics blends that we've talked about. Like AU makes ah. Do you remember that or no? Okay. Next one is while. While I was waiting. So we have WH makes wa. And then IL. And then we need some way to make this I silent. I mean long. So we have our silent E. So that makes this I say its name. Another way you could spell it if you were sounding it out was like this, but hopefully that does not look right to you. So we could try both ways and then you would cross this one out. I know this sounds like it's a pain, and I get it, but we just need these words to be super solidified into your brain. Okay, right, you spelled like this, I think. And that is Definitely one way to spell Wright. That's like someone's last name. My name is Ann Wright. But we can also spell it like this, and we can also spell it like this. So there's 3 correct ways to spell the word Wright. This is somebody's last name. This is like you're going to write a letter. And then this one is your right hand. Okay, the next one is appear. So we have everything makes sense up here. There should not be 2 P's. You don't really hear it. So you just have to remember that the word up here is a 2 P sound. And then EAR does make ear. So it does make sense and it follows phonics. It's just there's 2 P's. So you just have to make sure you get both of those in there. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay. Next one is remain. So we have re and then AI makes A. It almost makes sense. There's nothing making that E say its name, except a lot of the times when we have a word that starts with re, it's remember, remain, recall. So a lot of times when you have a first sound of re, it does not follow the rules, and the E can be a long sound. So the only thing that we have to remember for remain is that it's an AI. Okay, so these are your spelling words. We have political is an IL word. We have probable is an LE word. Probably is an LY. Begin is a long E for no reason, so it kind of makes sense, kind of does not. Remember is like remain. We have the RE says re, and then the rest of it makes sense. August is an AU word. The rest of it makes sense. While, like while I was waiting, is a WH, and then it's a silent E. The word write, like write your name, is a WR, and it's a silent E. And then appear has 2 P's, and the rest of it makes sense. Remain has an AI, and we know sometimes the RE makes re, even though there's nothing making the E say its name. All make sense? Okay, so we're going to write those